All right, that should do it. Desktop, microphone. Test. That should do it. Hey, appreciate it. Oh my goodness, guys. All right. We should have sound. I need to fire whoever is running the audio control information. So, you know, it's on. Thank you. We've got sound. We've got sound. So no longer is it Johnny Flopper. It's Johnny effing Hopper, and this is MX Unfiltered, and you guys missed my whole little rant about me running a measly 3 miles with my daughter, hence why I was late. You know, I had to drain the main vein, and, you know, here I am digressing. We've got a good show today. Good show, because racing is pretty much over with. But there is also a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Got to get some caffeine. And then, you know, also have some protein here because, like I said, I got to keep that frame of 195 pounds. For anybody in the chat that believes I'm actually 195 pounds, you know, good for you guys, because I am nowhere near 195 pounds. I wish, man, because the perfect weight for racing is right around... Turn the echo off. Dang it, guys. Do we have an echo, too? Crap. Okay, that should have turned off the echo. All right, that should have turned off the echo. We good now? There's a big echo. Let me know if there's still an echo. I should have that shit off at the moment. Dude, it's entirely Johnny Flopper. Hey, I appreciate you guys chilling here. Crap. Okay, that should have turned... Boom. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys for letting me know, because I don't have anybody else behind me here. You know, this isn't Pulp MX. You know, so we don't have 97 people working this stuff. This isn't Racer X. We just come here to banter. And granted, now it's a lot more enjoyable because there is no freaking echo. Except for, guys, I might have to turn the echo on for the brop, okay? Because how badass would that sound with a dumbass echo with the brop? Makes it sound like there's 3 Johnny F. and Hoppers. You know, agree? Echo for the brop? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, let's just get into the nitty-gritty of the show because September, October is going to be huge for racing action, which is sweet. Okay? So, first off, we have the Red Bull Straight. It's actually not the Red Bull Straight Rhythm. It is the Imagination. This is probably one of the events that I didn't even realize was happening, and it's happening this weekend. Every time I watch this stuff, I am like, oh my effing God, I'm peeing my pants, you know. I'm going to tuck it. You guys know what I mean. I'm going to tuck stuff up because there's no way I'd be jumping this stuff. This stuff looks just gnarly. So the competition is going to be on Saturday, September 17th through the 25th. And Jeff Emick has got a big few months ahead of him with being World Supercross. And Jason Wygant, always a good commentator. Dude knows his shit. But super gnarly setup that they have here. Tyler Berman, man, dude, he might not be the best freestyle rider as far as backflips and trick-wise, but I've seen him case some gnarly stuff. There was one video a while ago about him and Axel Hodges, and I just don't believe his bike was like up to par as Axel's. He probably gets free bikes, but he probably doesn't get built free bikes, and just saw him case the shit out of some stuff. So the man has got big ass balls, and if you want to talk about freestyle riding, like the definition of freestyle, this whole Imagination with these jumps, this is an Excite bike is what this is. This stuff is just nuts, man. Just walking up a lip like that would kill my boner whatsoever. Would I just be going back, going, hey guys, I give up. You know, let's not even try this. Catastrophic bike failure, you know, but it's happening this weekend, which is going to be sick. And I'm sure it's going to be on exclusively on ESPN Plus. Damn it, I liked it when it was on YouTube because YouTube, it was badass when it was on YouTube. And somebody in the comments says it's a video game. I'll read back and forth some of the comments, so if I just all of a sudden digress and move on to another tangent, it's because I'm interacting with you guys in the comments. Dun dun dun. But no, this thing I'm super excited for. And the riders, who's all the riders that they have here? Okay, event details. Let me go back to good old Racer X for deal. Vicky Golden, badass chick, got bigger balls than I do. Seen her hit some huge stuff. Tyler Berman, Josh Hill, dude. Josh, man, is he racing World Supercross? I don't know if he is or not, man. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Somewhere I almost thought that he was racing World Supercross. But that dude, man, just a legend on a bike. What could have been his career if he would have not ejected on a backflip? Speaking about backflip and ejection, I know this is a tangent, but Tevin Tapia at Paula, I don't know if you saw this, if it's gonna freaking load, but some dude decides to just send it, boom, and just crashes. That was gnarly. That was gnarly. And give it up to Tevin for this post. Really touched me. If I'm just going off on a tangent here, you know, he says, sometimes it's hard to accept that the dream is over. I always find myself wishing I could jump on a bike and throw some whips and rail some ruts. Finding peace in this world is tough, but I'm also so thankful for the time I had in racing dirt bikes. I've traveled the world, met amazing people, and I'm still involved in the sport, getting to manage Ride Paris. You know, it's just, it's a little heartbreaking, but to me, it's PTSD. It's PTSD. Even nobody like myself has had it. You guys have followed my journey. You know, I talked some of it on Gypsy Tales, but it doesn't just happen with a silly privateer like myself, people that are much more successful. But when you give everything to something and it's taken away from you and you don't get to walk away with it on your own terms, like literally Tevin couldn't walk away on it. It took him a year in rehab to start walking again, and thank God he is walking. And I know so many stories of people that aren't walking because of it. David Bailey is kind of the start of guys that had it kind of taken away from him. Doug Henry has had it taken away from him a couple times. Ernesto Fonseca, the list goes on and on and on, and it sucks. And that's why a lot of guys end up getting to the next high, the next drug, the next things of that nature. And it happens so much over... It's not just motocross, but it happens a lot to athletes because they're used to just riding on the edge. Like, look at this stuff. These guys... These SOBs jump at this kind of stuff. You think that there's no natural high here? Yeah, shit ton of natural high where you risk yourself, limb and body, and you're able to jump these 1,000-foot quads. Just say hi to heaven right there. Hell yeah, man, that's a high. Once you can't do that anymore, it's incredibly depressing. I'd say that I kind of go through it as well, because it is such a natural high. And like doing drugs, it's there and then it's done. Riding a dirt bike, it's like the whole day you've got a high. It's much more long lasting, but I won't get into I won't be very depressed moving forward. We'll hype up the show. We'll hype up the show. More creamer and caffeine, guys. More creamer and caffeine is what we need here. So psyched for September and October. First off is the Red Bull Imagination. I might have to enter another dang subscription for ESPN Plus again, because that is an event worth watching. I'd almost rather watch that than some of the Flow Motorsports stuff. If it wasn't for Sexton and Tomac, they're the ones that kind of led that championship. I wasn't as interested in the 250s because Jet kind of had it. I mean, Joe was up and coming, and maybe if the season was longer, could have had something, but he needed to start off the season a lot hard, just more on par with those guys. So the next deal is the Red Bull Straight Rhythm. And the thing that's on this is it's going to be on the beach. It's going to be on the beach in California, Huntington Beach. How freaking cool is that? Dude, that is badass, right? Like, that's not too far from me. We might have to go down there to just watch these guys. And two strokes, I don't know if you've watched any of the MX of Nations show. I've got episode 4 coming out later this evening, so stay tuned for that. That's why I'm not going to talk so much about MX of Nations right now, because Cooksey, Coach, and I, we spent 4 hours talking about it, and so I don't want to give it away. Go look at those podcasts. They're incredibly entertaining. But we talked a little bit about the two-stroke thing, and I kind of was like, maybe a two-stroke class, but I would like to see 450s and stuff in there too. But I got vetoed. Those guys were like, no, two strokes, nostalgia, blah, 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 two strokes, gotta have two strokes. And, I'm like, last time I really had two strokes was 85s. I haven't bought a two-stroke since my Super Mini days, and I think a lot of people feel the same way, right? The 125s are kind of fun to ride now because they're slow, and I should probably listen to Jace and buy a damn 125, but I still want to jump shit, right? I still want to have the option to just sit my lazy ass and just flip third gear and up to something, not shift 87 different times. It sounds like a lot of effort. Okay, but the Red Bull Straight Rhythm is October 15th, so we're kind of jumping ahead of the Motocross of Nations because it's like through the 25th here. But still, super cool race, end of October. So this was actually probably the 4th big event. So we've got the Red Bull Imagination, then we got MX of Nations, then we got World Supercross, then we've got the whole Red Bull Straight Rhythm. I think that's a nice way to end on it because of the nostalgia, okay? But it's so cool that it's on Huntington Beach. Let me know, anybody in the chat, if you guys are headed that way, right? So I guess the next thing I want to talk about is the World Supercross, Chad Reed's team. And this is kind of interesting because if you look here, I guess I'll go back to Instagram and search up. Let's go Justin Bogle. Just in boots. Because he should have a picture of that bike. All right, look at this bike. Do you see this bike? Sweet, badass KTM. Looks like a Husky, but it's actually a KTM. It says right here, KTM. You know, I could actually zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit more here. KTM. White freaking KTM. And if you look at Chad Reed, he releases his race bike as well. Okay, let me go to his profile. Oh, dude, I have a gigabit speed. And it should be going, that's an interesting photo. And just contrast, black and the white, you know, there, boom. 1 million follower. Okay, silly. This dude, I admire the hell out of him. And, you know, when I was talking about his bike here recently on Instagram, he liked my comment. And so the, 12-year-old to be was like, oh my God, Chad Reed liked my comment. I'd still get an autograph from Chad Reed. There's very few people that I'd still get an autograph from, and Chad Reed would be one of them. I feel like Chad Reed, Kevin Windham would be somebody that I'd still want an autograph from. And who else would I really like to get an autograph from? I don't know, not very many other people, but that's just my prerogative. But look at how sexy this bike is, right? And it's got the same MDX here. Right, MDK, sorry, that's what the logo is. Swing arm is sexy as hell, but it's orange. That's the first thing you notice is it's orange. And okay, where's the other Instagram? Bogle. Let me move these over here. White, right? Dang it. Okay, here we go. Orange. And it says Mountain Motorsports on it, where this one is full. So is Chad Reed getting some special treatment with some different sponsors that he has? I believe so. It's got to be, right? A, different color, and B, it's orange. All right, somebody in the chat says Travis Pastrana. You know, honestly, I'd get an autograph from Travis Pastrana as well. That dude, what he's done for the sport and just everything, I would get an autograph from him. But the other big news is that Josh Grant, dude, the fill-in rider, Josh Grant. I don't know how many times his name has come up when I've talked on my show and, you know, I've talked to other just enthusiasts, and you talk about like somebody just chilling in the back burner in case one of the riders get injured, because the sport can't afford to hire a bunch of riders, which is silly. You know, you look at football, baseball, whatever, they've got second and third string guys sitting there in case so that they have the bike on there. You know, we don't want it to turn into something that happened with, Rocky Mountain ATV, MX ATV, MC. You know, we get the name, right? The whole depot thing. And the Butler Brothers team, when their team was kind of going under, nobody wanted to ride their bikes. They didn't have a B person on there in case to ride. Maybe that's a bad analogy, but you get it, that there's nobody to take part in it. And Josh Grant has always been that kind of fill-in guy. His story is pretty cool because he's made quite a bit of money, and he's also had to give back everything, go through bankruptcy because he loses everything. Because if you're not riding, you're not making money. You know, if you don't have a team. And that's what's cool about this World Supercross too, is it's giving all these guys kind of like another chance here. So I think this is a badass team, right? So the top guys, you've got Josh Grant and you've got Chad Reed. And truthfully, who do I think is going to be the lead 450 guy on that team? I don't know. That's a toss-up. I honestly want to think that Josh Grant is going to be faster than Chad Reed. I would say that. But then you got Derek Drake, and then you've got Justin Bogle. This is Justin Bogle. This is Derek Drake. I think that is a badass team for World Supercross. And this guy is happening... Where's the first round for World Supercross? It is happening October 8th, right? And I believe Ken Roxon hasn't even... He is riding the full championship, but he hasn't said who his team is. I haven't even looked at it. I guess we'll look. A little unfiltered show today because I'm not just talking about just racing, okay? That's an interesting photo. Introducing Fox. I don't like it. I don't. I don't like it. All right, so he really doesn't have anything to show that where his team is for World Supercross, but yeah, that looks silly to me. Not that I'm making fun of everything here. So we've got Red Bull Imagination. Then we've got the World Supercross, which is pretty dang cool. And, I guess everyone's been asking me where to watch the MX of Nations, okay? You're going to watch it on MXGP TV, okay? That's where you're going to have to watch it. Buy now. What are they charging for this? Monster Energy Motocross of Nations, $36. 36 to 50. What does that mean? Is it 36? Why is there a comma there? Every time I see a comma, I'm thinking 1,000. Oh, in the red background is because of Bitcoin. Shit just totally dropped, tanked there. I'm pretty sure, okay, I'm not going to do this live, but I'm pretty sure that's 36.50. Not bad to watch the Motocross of Nations. You know, I'll do it. I'll do it. They've got me. They've got me. And other kind of interesting news to sort of finish us off here is we've got more new electric bikes coming out. This guy looks like, I don't know, the Tesla bike. Have you guys seen the Tesla bike? God, okay, that looks awful. Looks kind of super stupid, right? Is that what our dirt bikes are going to start looking like? Super, just, I hope not. I hope not. But that's kind of the future. As much as we hate it, electric bikes are the future. My buddy just bought one of these Sur-Ron light electric bikes. It's like half moto bike, half electric bike, and he says he loves it. Absolutely loves it. He's able to, on my Supercross track at my house back in Colorado, he's able to do double on the rhythm section, you know? So, therefore, I've yet to be able to ride it, though, because I've yet to be back home to see it and actually, you know, see him to ride it. But it looks pretty damn cool. Disc brakes. It was like $5,500, though, right? So, it was actually fairly expensive. But he could still go up in the trails, and that's what makes it kind of cool, is you can go up in the trail. I want to buy like a mountain bike that has the brushless motor in it, the kind of cheater motor in it, so I can help. I'm 32 years old now. I'm not training for anything, so I'm totally willing to ride some mountain bikes to, if I'm having a little bit of trouble, have sorry, somebody in the chat just was like, you know, F Joe, bye. I'll drink to that. It's a shame because, we watch this stuff to get away from what's going on politically. So I know I'm real bad about that, guys, because you guys know my political views on things like that. But no, I think truthfully, that's all I have. Is we talked about the Red Bull Imagination, then we talked about World Supercross, then we talked about, you know, Red Bull Straight Rhythm, and then the Motocross of Nations. I got that show dropping here at I'll probably drop it like 5 p.m. or so. So episode 4, and it's going to be Best Overall Rider. I'll just show you what the clickbait is about it. Best Overall Rider, 450 and 250. You know, just not team-wise, but just literally who is going to finish the best in the motos in 1-2 format, right? Both motos. It's actually a 3-moto format because they have 3 classes, but top motos, best overall score. And, you know, that's releasing later on this evening. But let me just hop through the chat a little bit, and I'll converse with you guys a little bit, and then we'll just go about this beautiful, wide open Thursday, September 15th, bloody in the market day here. Nick Stewart says the Stark bike. I know a couple dealerships that are going to be dealers for the Stark stuff, and I don't know. I'll be interested to ride one. I'm a little bummed because of the sheer fact that you get rid of the whole shifting thing. That's the thing. I'm not so... I'm a millennial and I'm for innovation, and that's why, again, I'm big into cryptocurrency, right? I like to see innovation. That's why I love the World Supercross concept, because they are taking what they've heard on the internet, a bunch of suggestions on how to potentially change things up, and they're doing it, right? And the electric bikes, I'm not so worried about, because granted, you don't have to have a big freaking mechanic behind you always, because you're not going to have that many moving pieces parts. Okay, but yeah, you could talk about like the whole battery being, hey, it's bad for the environment. Okay, right? So is having the dirt bike rip up the ground is bad for the environment. I kind of say just let it be, right? I want my freaking electric bike so that I can go up in the woods and ride, but I miss shifting. Absolutely miss shifting. I feel like that takes all the fun out of it. Jay says you charge in California, but you put lights out. Yeah, that whole thing. Donnie says that I need a built 250 two-stroke. Dude, I like the Yamahas. I do like the Yamaha two-stroke because they're a little bit more meaty. You know, the KTM and Huskies, they don't have quite as much just bark to them. They rev to the moon, but so does a two-stroke, right? It's designed to just have the RPMs up high, so you just or just hopping off the rev lever. There's no short shifting on a two-stroke. But if I had to pick, I take that back. Remember a while ago, maybe 15 minutes ago, I said I never had owned a two-stroke. I actually bought a 250 Yamaha two-stroke for the 250 Pro class in Colorado, so I could get the whole shots, because they were allowed to race against 250Fs, but on the national circuit, you weren't. It was complete horseshit. At AMA Pro AMs, I could race a 250 two-stroke against 250Fs, but at a Pro National, I couldn't race a 250 two-stroke against 250Fs because the whole, we want you to race the most expensive motorcycle that's up with the 250Fs, and it's like the most fair you could have is you could have a 250 two-stroke against factory 250Fs. Okay, yeah, 250 two-stroke, what does it make? 36, is it? All right, before I sound like a dumbass, does anybody know off the top of their head how much horsepower a stock 250 two-stroke makes? 49 horsepower. 49 horsepower is what the Yamaha is telling me. And 250F YZ horsepower. I bet it's like 36. 36, 39. Okay. So what was the other one? 40? God, this is how you know I have concussions. So 10 more horsepower. 10 more horsepower. And you think that this isn't more fair to race against a factory 250 that has ignition in a different air box? Yeah, that's what they should totally do. They should totally let guys race 250 two-strokes against 250Fs, not 125s. As much as I like seeing Stank Dog and them out on 125s, they're not 125s. I'm pretty sure they probably have a big bore in there. It's at least, the 150, 169 kit, right? All right. Back to some of the comments. James Stewart is a legend. Okay, you can't argue. You can't argue. Would I ask for his autograph if we're sitting here talking about it? I don't know. I'm a big Bubba Scrub fan, but I just wouldn't hang James Stewart's autograph on my wall. I just, love the dude. Think he's great. I wouldn't. Chad Reed, I would. Okay, so let me just go back up here. Appreciate all the props in the comment section. Yeah, and thank you all for helping me technically this morning, because God knows I need help in more ways than one. So glad we got rid of that echo. Oh, people are saying Chad Reed on the latest Gypsy Tales. That's an old episode, but yeah. Double flip. Oh, thanks, Nick. Nick says that Josh Hill is actually going to be in World Supercross for Team CDR. Dude, I'm so pumped for World Supercross. If I had to pick between the four that are going on, MX of Nations, I have to say, is probably one of my top that I want to see, because I just want to have the country, I just want to see United States win, right? This is the best chance we have to win is now. Cooper is the weak link on the team. Fast as fuck 250 rider, yeah. But he just doesn't have the consistency that we need from Sexton or Tomac. Those guys literally had like 8 overalls to 7 overalls, 5 second place finishes, 1 third place, 1 fourth place. Like, they're pretty much dead even until that last race there. Dun, dun. Hey, somebody said he'd even have my autograph. Awesome. Somebody's laughing at Cooksy's brop. Yeah, he just doesn't have the passion behind the brop. Just the passion behind the brop in there. But no, I think I've answered most of the stuff that I want to. Hey guys, keep in mind I'm gonna do this every Thursday around noon Central Time. So make sure you come back. We'll talk racing, we'll bench, we will see whatever is in the news that I find that is something noteworthy that we should talk about. And let me know if you guys like these lives. But I'm going to peace out. I appreciate all staying here. And if you guys want to brop with me in the chat, it's appreciated. Let's keep it WFO. 9th gear pinned. All right, guys. Bra, da, 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 da.